Well, okay, it is time for tone and mood. This little kind of mini principle here is actually really important because it helps us to see the emotion of the passage. A lot of the times we can be kind of analytical people. I don't know if there's any analytical people in your group. Maybe, maybe not. You can point them out. But for the analytical people, you're looking for just content. What does it say? How does it say it? And you're looking for grammatical constructions, and you're looking for fact one, fact two, just the facts, man, that's all you're looking for. And sometimes you can miss a lot from the passage because the Bible is incredibly emotional. There is emotion through every line of the text of Scripture. Now, it is true that sometimes the Bible can be rather straightforward, like when we're reading the book of the law, for instance. The tone of those legal do's and don'ts is almost expressionless. It's like, this is just matter of fact. This is what you need to do. This is what you don't need to do. But then in the prophets, you can find times where the prophets are just railing against the sin of the people, and there is anger and rage. And so the tone of those prophets is anger and rage, whereas the law that they're applying, if you go back and just read that law that says don't do that, the law is pretty straightforward. So the tone can go from straightforward to rage. There's also these wonderful pictures of just this beautiful, submissive faith. There's encouragement. Tone can have, think of emojis. You can have all sorts of different emojis that you could put with every verse of the Bible. And so the tone is really what the author is portraying. So that's the first part. Tone is how the author portrays the emotion that he is holding and that he is saying those words with, which actually helps you to understand those words a little bit better when you understand the emotion. Some ways that you can understand that tone, emotional words, happy, astonished, thankful, encouraged, love. You know, these emotional words can help paint a picture of what the emotion in that passage actually is. Similarly, the content can help you to understand the emotion of the passage. If it's all gloom and doom, as far as the content is concerned, you can be pretty sure that the tone is pretty gloomy and pretty doomy. So whether what they're saying or how they're saying it can both help you to understand what the tone is. As a result, what you're looking to put on the page to say this is the tone, you want to express the tone as like grateful, angry, wrathful, impatient, compassionate. So there's all of these different, just a single word can express tone, but might be more complex than that as well. So whatever the tone is, just try to see it, understand it, feel it, write it down so that you know what it is. So then that's tone. Mood is basically the other side of tone. Tone is what the author is saying, how he's saying it, the emotions of the author. Mood is how the audience, how we are made to feel in response. So for instance, in Galatians, Paul says, I am astonished that you're so quickly deserting the one who called you. The tone of that passage, you see the word astonished, and you see how he's unhappy that they're so quickly deserting the one that called them. And you see that the tone, the author's tone, is astonished. It's angry. It's surprised, upset. All of those things could describe the tone of that passage in Galatians. But the mood, how does it hit the Galatians? Are the Galatians like, oh, Paul the Apostle is astonished that we're so... Isn't that nice? No, that's not how the Galatians should react. Their emotional response, their intended emotional response, their mood should be maybe shamed, maybe taken back, maybe like, have I really gone that far wrong? Their mood should be of a different sort of emotion that reflects exactly what Paul's tone is towards them. So you have tone, you have mood. And in expressing this, it's incredibly important because you can miss the entire point of a passage. If you miss the fact that Paul is astonished at these Galatians, then you might miss the fact that it's really important that they keep the gospel clearly that Galatians is marking out throughout the whole book. He is really seeing this as important. So if you miss his tone, you miss the import of what he's saying, how absolutely vital it is for this gospel to be kept pure, this gospel of grace. So that's tone and mood. Go look at these passages and find them and have some fun with maybe some emojis along the way. Thanks a lot.